Hey guys, Dr. Anthony Mattis here.
Mhm.
Today, talk to an entities facilitator. I want to talk to you about 4 steps to having ease with the spirit world. So, when I first actually, began my journey with the talk to the entities tools, I'll tell you, it wasn't really easy for me because, when I initially took the classes, I was there more to get answers from the facilitator. I wasn't really there to empower myself. I wasn't really there to to even use the tools. I just wanted to have more information as to why my wife, the mother of my children, had committed suicide. And I already knew because she kind of we had a conversation the day before she did it. Sorry to bring up some depressing stuff right away, but um, just I'm sharing this because I want you to know that it's like I've been through some rodeos and county fairs with this whole topic in conversation, especially. And but in the beginning, I wasn't really interested. I was just there to get answers as to why else did she choose to do what she chose, especially when the kids were so little. At the time they were just 10, 8, and 2.5. Beautiful kids. And so anyway, and that was 10 years ago. So so I took these entity classes, and I remember actually being angry in the beginning, and I kind of am like, you know what? It wasn't that I was closed-minded to it in terms of like other people being able to do it. I was just closed-minded for myself because I didn't think of myself as a person that, could communicate with the spirit world. I thought that was maybe something that was only for the select few out there, like the psychic mediums you see on TV that talk to dead people, and they see your grandmother and what dress she was buried in, blah blah blah. I had no idea that everyone has the ability to perceive, know, be, and receive the spirit world. You may not be able to see them or hear them. Some people do. And I do believe that. Okay. Some people do. And I do believe that. In fact, I've seen things out of the corner of my eye. Sometimes I see the energies in the atmosphere, but I used to just say, oh, it's this, that, or the other thing. And now knowing what I know, I'm like, oh my God, I totally have the ability to perceive, know, be, and receive the spirit world. This is so weird. But it wasn't actually until I wanted to know how to basically get better at my facilitation as an access conscious facilitator and as an energy worker. I got this awareness that I really needed to dive into the talk to the entity conversation. And so one thing, so reflecting back on the suicide of my late wife is like, when I asked her, why are you trying to kill yourself here? This is really unusual behavior. I don't get it. And she's like, well, I saw a demon. I'm like, oh, okay, we're running around the house. And she's like, no, it's inside of me. Now at the time we were Christian, and I'm like, wait a second, that's not possible. It's not possible. The good old book tells us that, hey, if you do what you're supposed to do, follow all the rules, you're protected, right? Well, she didn't have that point of view. All right. And I remember saying to her, I'm like, then what's the point? Let's start our own religion, And it's like, and I was sitting on top of the roof in the hospital where they have a big cage so people don't jump off the roof. It was a very surreal moment. And as we say in Access, I was in a beyond. It was like, is this really happening to me in my life? Anyway, so what are the 4 tools? So had she had this information, I have no doubt in my mind she'd still be alive today. No doubt in my mind. Now, you may not be someone who's suicidal, okay? And that's fine. It doesn't mean that this work could not be for you. Maybe you have body issues. Maybe you have a lot of body pain. Maybe you're suffering from insomnia. Maybe you're suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome. Maybe you're suffering from depression, okay? Paranoia, or you think everybody's out to get you. What if those were entity awareness symptoms? What if? Especially if you're one of those people, been on a bunch of meds, been to a bunch of different therapists, private group therapy, you've read a lot of books, you've done a lot of motivational seminars, and still you're struggling. And you've been to all the holistic healers. And I tell you, this work, there's nothing else that exists like this on this planet. And I've studied a lot of different modalities, a lot. And so, what are the 4 steps? So, look, anytime you're dealing with the spirit world, okay, I'm not going to tell you the how to. You got to come to a class, okay? You can come to one of my classes. There's facilitators all over the world. And by the way, this beautiful work was created by Shannon O'Hara, the Talk to the Entities um, creator. So, and I'm so grateful for the work that she's created because I see where it could actually save people's lives. Okay, maybe not yours, but maybe your relative or maybe your child even. And so, what are the 4 steps to handling the spirit world with ease? Number 1, clear them. Okay. Now, clearing typically usually deals with anywhere from 60 to 80% of entity activity. Now, I've personally found that I need to use a combination of the different steps that I'm going to share with you in a minute. But in the beginning, clearing is like the most easiest thing to do. You sort of memorize these clearing statements that we teach you in Access Consciousness and in Talk to the Entities beginners class. And you kind of start to begin the process. All right. The second step is communicating. Now, I know some of you might be like, well, what do you mean? I don't know. I can't see them. I can't hear them. I get that. I was one of those people too. But what if your body and your perceiving is unique to you? And it really is just a matter of discovering how you perceive the spirit world. Now, it took me a minute to get there. But once I started to figure out, oh my God, this is how I know. It's different compared to that person. It's different compared to that person. Don't look to anybody else for how you should perceive the spirit world. That's your own unique way and thing. And it is a new muscle that you have to build. So you sort of have to be patient. And I know a lot of you, including me, are very, very impatient. But you'll be surprised if you use the tools how quickly it starts to enhance your ability to perceive, know, be, and receive the spirit world with ease. All right, so communication. And so like in the Talk to the Entities class, for example, you actually learn sort of like a one-on-one personal interaction with an entity or maybe like a small group of entities. And it's really, really amazing. And in doing so, a lot of times you'll clear them because some of them don't want to be clear. They want to have a conversation with you. All right. And yeah, in the beginning, you might feel like you're a little cuckoo, but hey, you know what? Who cares? Because who cares what you feel like as long as it's making your life better. Right. So anyway, so number 3 is receiving. I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, no. If I start to receive from the spirit world, I'm going to open up this big Pandora's box. It goes against my religion. Well, what if that was just an interesting point of view? What if that was a myth? Are you an infinite being or a finite being? Hopefully you said infinite being. So can an infinite being ever be overwhelmed? No. So then why would you? Okay, the only reason why we're overwhelmed is because we bought the lies. We bought the myths. We've bought the superstitions as real and true. Some of you may have created them, and they're sticking you in this lifetime. So what if the spirits want to receive something from you, energetically speaking? And what if they would like to gift something to you, energetically speaking? Doesn't mean you have to receive it. If it's like a spirit, that doesn't feel like, I don't know about that one. They're not all bad. They're not all bad. They're not all good either. Okay. And you'll know the difference in time. Some of you already know the difference. Okay. And to be honest with you, I haven't met a lot of psychics and mediums and stuff like that were very healthy or empaths. Usually their bodies are beaten down. They're depressed. They're struggling. These tools can change that. And then the 4th thing is negotiation. Listen, some entities are stubborn. Okay. Some of them are not going to leave the house. It was their house. It's the one they built. And it's more real and true for them to be stuck in that same old pattern, that same old lifetime. And you got to actually have a conversation with them and be like, yo, you guys don't have a body anymore. It's 2021. I get you built this house in 1925, but you don't have a body anymore. So what do you need a house for? And that's how I do. I just keep it real, just like I would talk to my friends with bodies. And it's what's worked for me. And you just have to discover what works for you. So the 4 steps to handling entity awareness with ease, okay, just to review, is clearing, which you learn in the foundation class of access consciousness and talk to the entities beginners class, communicating, receiving, and negotiation. Okay, so if you want to explore further how to actually be with those 4 steps, check out talktotheentities.com, click on facilitator in your country, or click on your country and you'll get a list of facilitators. We're all over the world, and we're here to help you to make your life easier and to empower you. So hope to see you someday in person soon. Bye for now.